Hi guys, today I wanted to talk to you about something more positive and the shift that I want to make, that I'm about to make. My channel has consisted of quite negative stuff, talking about my day-to-day life is quite negative, or at least I seem to, when I talk about my day-to-day life, I complain a lot about the things that are going wrong. Just as we can complain about things that are going wrong, but we can also be grateful about all the things that we have, because there are things that are positive. It's just that we don't see it. It's like you're standing on a stage and you're looking towards the audience, and on your right hand side is all the good stuff: sunshine, roses, all your success and happy things and positive things. And on your left side you have all the negative things, all the bad stuff that's going on. Your bad health, divorce, whatever, bad relationships, mistakes you've made, the bad things that are happening in your life right now. What I'm trying to say is, when you look at the negative, so when you've got your body turned around to the left, let's say, to the negative, on stage, all the good stuff is behind you. You can't see the positive. So if you look at it that way, the more you look at the negative, the more you can't see the other side, the opposite, the positive. And in a like manner, the same thing happens if you do the opposite. If you look at the good stuff, you won't be able to see the negative, or you're less likely to, because you're focusing on something completely different, on the opposite. So that's what I want to do. And of course, when I make this pivot, then obviously some people won't like it. You see, I'm focusing on the negative. I'm not. So there'll be a cull. People will not want to watch because they want to watch me complaining, me making fun of the trolls. But I don't want to do that anymore. I don't want to focus on trolls or people who might not like me. I don't want to focus on that at all. Let them be what they want to be, and that's it. I'm just going to completely ignore them. Not give them any of my energy, because I've given them enough of my energy. So it's time to change now. It's not as if I haven't done the negative and responded to them when I didn't really need to. So that's over now. And I think talking about my divorce, what can you do? You can't keep going on about the negative, and you have to at some point move on. My dad once said, the more you work, the more you want to work. The more you don't work, the more you don't want to work. And that's the same thing with success. Other people have said success breeds success. And I suppose the opposite is the same. Negativity breeds negativity. And so what I want to do is talk about positive things. And yes, I may talk about the same things, but in a positive light. So if I talk about, for example, if I talk about my depression, I'm going to show you how I've overcome my depression. If I talk about divorce, I'll show you how I'm overcoming how I'm surviving divorce and overcoming depression when it comes to, and anxiety when it comes to whatever it is, divorce. I'm going to show you what tips or tricks or ideas I have when it comes to ADHD. You guys know what ADHD is. You know, you forget things, you misplace things, you know all the negatives. So I might as well talk about the positives, because I'm sure there are people who have these problems, and it's great talking about these problems, but what are you going to do about them? Nothing. You're just going to keep complaining, and that's what I've done. All I do is complain. Yeah, there is a time and place for complaining and being negative, right? I understand that, and it's true. I agree. But at some point, you have to say, okay, look, I've complained now. I can see the dark side, and now let's just look towards the yang, the positive side, and you know, and let's not just get stuck in a rut. Winter's over, springtime is here, and it's time to do good things and be actually positive. You know, if you're not going to be positive now in the spring and summertime, you know, when will you be? Yes, and I know I do have depression, but again, with that as well, I'm going to show people how to cope with depression, how to avoid getting into a hole, and in essence helping people, giving people some value. So people will come back and then they'll say, oh, okay, well, I've gone to this guy's channel, Gerald, and I get some value, and you know, there are good vibes there, you know. So I might have trolls that come and say, well, life isn't as simple as that. You'll get I'll tell you, you'll get trolls everywhere. You know, I was shredding the toys. I was doing that channel, and I get trolls saying, why couldn't you give all those toys to someone in Africa? And I replied, I said I did. I sent you know, like a job lot to Africa and India, just to shut them up. It doesn't shut them up though. So you're going to get trolls and haters everywhere, no matter what you do. Even if you've got like a pristine, clean Christian channel, you're going to get haters, no matter what you do. So, you know, you might as well just realize that it's a reality. So, yeah, that's all I can say about that. As I was saying, I need to get a new pair of these braces. They keep flying off and keep missing my eye. It's quite dangerous. So the subjects I want to talk about in the not too distant future are the subjects I'm interested in. And you know, some people might not be interested in those subjects. I'll talk about those things because those are the things that I'm interested in, and hopefully someone will be interested in it. Even if you're not interested, you might get interested in it. You know, you might get interested in a certain subject. But the subjects I'm interested in, well, first of all, sorting out my own problems. You know, I'm going to have to look into goal setting. You know, I know what goal setting is, but actually do it properly. And I think somebody who has ADHD or is neurodivergent may have to approach goal setting in a different way. Maybe not. I'll experiment with myself, and I'll tell you guys. And also, you know, I'm divorced. I'm over 50s. I'm a man in my 50s. And late 50s, and I'm divorced, and I'm having to go my own way alone, as it were, really alone. See my children maybe once a week, depending on where I can find a property. If I can find a small house near my kids, then I can see them once a week. Other men have gone through that, and some men unfortunately haven't gone through that because they haven't made it. You know, they've self-deleted. So it's a really important, you know, I said I'm not going to talk about negative stuff, but that's really important to address it in a delicate way. That men do that. You know, they get so frustrated. They you know, after about 4 days, I felt that self-deletion thing. 4 days after my dad passed away. Maybe, just maybe, that kind of saved me, because afterwards, after about a year and a half, I think, my my wife, or her indoors, she'd made it clear that she wanted a divorce. And so it really, really affected me. I had so many emotions: anger, rage. I was crying, sad, depressed, obviously. But shocked. Shocked is one of the main things. But because my father passed away, recently, a year and a bit before, I got this hammer blow. It kind of, how shall I say it? It kind of not softened the blow, but in comparison, it wasn't such a devastating thing that happened. It wasn't something so bad. On a scale of 1 to 10, my dad's passing is like 11. Really horrible. Like, it just broke my heart. And my mum passed away, and then the fact that my father passed away, he was the last one here on earth of our family, of my nuclear family, mum, dad, and me. And yeah, that was really, really sad. Yeah, I found it really hard to cope, and I didn't have anyone to hug me or say it's okay, and that you need someone to kind of absorb the pain, to spread the kind of pain. You don't have any brothers or sisters, you don't have anyone near you consoling you. Of course, family came and they said sorry, but then they left. On a day-to-day basis, I had no one. So that was terrible. So when my wife decided to tell me that she wanted a divorce, it wasn't that bad. It was bad, of course, but on a scale of 1 to 10, maybe it was 7, maybe. If I had a choice to have my dad or have her, I would have my dad. If I had a choice, obviously I would have neither to happen, But well, anyway, there are some men that can't take it, and luckily I was on antidepressants, so maybe that helped me. It didn't really do much when it came to my dad, because the amount of antidepressants I take is just enough to keep me from being depressed, but it's not enough to make me really happy, every day, like bouncing off the walls, and, But I still now, I haven't left the house. When we eventually split and I have a place of my own and I'm alone, then that's going to be difficult.
I was going to write you a letter. When I turned the page, I'd have the courage, yeah. And it's tough to let go even after all of this time. You are the reason why I'm fucked up, was drugged up. I lucked out 'cause I believed in all those lies.